Dwayne Haskins' widow alleges that the quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, was drugged before his death in a robbery plot, according to the new lawsuit that she filed in Florida. Now, she's filed it against a whole number of people, and we're going to get into that right now. So, she's claiming that he was drugged in hours before his death and that he was a target of blackmail in a robbery plot. Okay. So in the documents, it claims that on the early mornings of April 9th, 2022, when Dwayne Haskins passed, he had in fact visited 4 establishments in the Miami area, and he was drugged by a group of people planning to do bad things to him. They listed the folks, and Joey Smith, Miriam Yassine, Wasal Yassine, and Carly Payton. So he went to a few different places that night. He went to the Wyndham Hotel, a Drive Shack, a restaurant called Blue Anchor Pub, and 11 nightclub. According to this statement, according to the lawsuit, a highly expensive watch was stolen from him shortly before he passed. Now, it doesn't specify who took it, but I'm assuming it's out of those 4 people that were listed. Now, she is suing specifically for battery and also going after the 4 establishments, each one that he visited, for negligence, and claiming they allow patrons to either use drugs and or to drug other patrons, including Dwayne Haskins. Now, as you know, when he passed, he got struck by a dump truck. His rental car ran out of gas, and he was nearly to a safe spot, but he didn't make it. He got hit by the dump truck. Now, forensics state that he not only did he drink heavily, he had ingested ketamine. I had looked up the definition. Ketamine is a drug used that has similar anesthesiatic effects. So if you go under anesthesia, either you're suspended, you can't really have your motor functions, or you fall asleep, which is something that you would take if you want someone to take if you wanted to rob them. He also had a blood alcohol level of 0.24, which is higher than any allowable blood alcohol limit in the United States. It doesn't matter what state you're in. The widow also is going after several other people, including the dump truck driver who hit Dwayne Haskins, the rental car company, the Florida Department of Transportation, saying they all share some blame for the quarterback's untimely passing. He was just 24 years old. Much like many plaintiff attorneys, they sue any and everybody, and they want to make sure they get the deepest pockets possible and see where we go forward with that. Now, the trial will be nasty. If they do go forward with trial, I do anticipate them bringing up the domestic violence charge that the wife was arrested for last year in July 2021 when she was arrested in Las Vegas after they had gotten to an argument and Dwayne had a split lip and a missing tooth. So I don't know what happened with that case, but it just bothers me because it's like, who really loved Dwayne? His immediate family was estranged because apparently they didn't like the wife or didn't want to marry, whatever the case may be. And I remember there was a lot of things going on for his funeral, because I'm not quite sure they worked everything out, but I do know it's an estranged relationship. So he's estranged from his immediate family, has a domestic violence charge with his widow, and he's out there in Florida with people he doesn't know that is alleged to have drugged and tried to rob him. And it's just like, he's achieved so much in his young life, being an Ohio State standout, getting drafted, and being in the NFL, trying to do the right thing. And you think he'd be just surrounded and celebrated and protected. He was not protected. I don't know if he was celebrated, but he definitely was protected. And just when he needed people the most, no one was there for him. And it's just a real shame. And you don't want to just look. I understand he has some blame on this too. He was the one drinking. He, in fact, may have ingested these things on his own volition. But the bottom line is, no one was there for him the way they're supposed to be. When you're an NFL player, when you're a black NFL player with a high profile, you're a target. And in those situations, he does not need to have his family estranged. He does not need to have a domestic violence charge where he's getting beat up or he's beating up anybody else. He needs to be loved and protected, and that just wasn't here. And it's so unfortunate. Heritage Sports.